What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Chase on Two Wheels first ride here at Mountain Motorsports in Marietta. This thing in front of you is a 2018 KTM Duke 390. I want you guys to look at this bike. Now, I know you guys don't like me using the word beginner bike, so we'll use this. It's an entry-level sized engined motorcycle for the US. From what I've heard about this thing, I don't know if I've been more excited for a low displacement bike for a first ride. I've been telling you guys for a while now, naked bikes are where it's freaking at if you want to enjoy a motorcycle. KTM for 2018 has totally redone the Duke. Not totally redone, there's a lot of things that they carried over from their old 390 Duke, but I felt like this would be the perfect bike to do a first ride right after I did the RC 390. So let's get this thing started and let me not get hit by a UPS truck. That dash, holy shit. That doesn't sound bad. It's a single cylinder, by the way. So let's see if we can change this info. And look at the controls, guys. Arrows up and down, a back button and a set button, which is basically press. Motorcycle off. This is ABS. Okay, we're gonna do the ABS on for now. It has a supermoto mode that basically it puts the ABS on for the front wheel, but doesn't have it on for the back wheel, so you can slide the rear wheel out. I don't know if it'll wheelie, don't know if we'll have an opportunity to check that out, but first off, seat height. My legs are a little bent, about medium-sized bent. I'm a little higher up than I kind of expected to be, which is fine. It's still really comfortable. My seat is awesome. There is like this bump in the back, and I can I fit in here really well. All right, let's get this thing going. I'm really excited for this thing. If you guys haven't seen, I did the RC 390 and I loved it. Thought it was my most fun beginner low cc bike. I'm thinking this one might be poised to be better. As of my last first ride with the RC 390, I'm doing something different with the first rides. I'm now recommending, holy shit, that's awesome. Oh damn it, I'm in kilometers an hour again. Okay, we're gonna leave it, but holy crap, are you gonna, all right, interesting. I did not expect this little bike to have punch like that. Dude, from the get-go I was just gone. By the way, wind is bad. I can already tell you. The only thing I got in front of me is this dang iPad looking thing, so it's not gonna block a lot of wind. Dude, I like this bike a lot. Already, haven't even done anything yet. Still wish the brakes were better. I'm not often shocked by what the bike does, but this bike has so much punch down low in the lower gears. I love it. All right, let's do this little thing. For a lower displacement bike, this thing is phenomenal. You know, after you get out of third, when you get into fourth, it doesn't really have that punch that it had. But dude, for a little bike like this, I'm looking for 7th gear obviously, and it's not there. That's not bad at all. So as far as the seating position goes, my legs are in like this kind of forward attack position, and my back is kind of upright. It's like a comfortable attack position, I guess is what I'll call it. Obviously you guys can see from the camera car, but I don't know, I feel like I'm able to you know, I feel like I'm on top of the bike and I'm ready to do stuff, but my butt feels like it's in the bike. Handlebars seem a little not as wide, if that makes sense. I will note that I just realized something. This lower displacement bike has so much tech that a regular bigger CC bike has. We've got a slipper clutch, we've got adjustable levers similar to the RC390, and ABS front and rear, ABS modes. Obviously it doesn't have power modes, but to have ABS modes and a supermoto mode, if anything, that's awesome that KTM is like putting these super premium accessories, not accessories, but features into a lower displacement bike. Because, you know, typically, I mean, it's no shock, lower displacement bikes typically don't get the love that the bigger displacement bikes have. Even the medium-sized displacements don't get the love that the bigger ones do. Wow, I wish the rear brake was a little taller. I feel like it's really low. Oh, we got a cop in front of us, so we can't speed down the highway on the bike. Oh well. So guys, we're coming up on the highway test now, and the highway test is not really to find out how fast the bike is. It's more to figure out how the bike feels on the highway. Right now, for riding a KTM, I gotta tell you, when I ride a KTM, I have these expectations that the bike's gonna be really shaky, and you know, I come into that with these bikes and I kind of expect it, and I gotta say, this bike is oddly smooth for a KTM. I expect my feet to be shaking a lot. I expect my handlebars to be shaking a lot, and I'm not getting any of that. Alright, we're on the highway, we're in 6th gear. We're going one, whoo, it is windy. God almighty, guys. I gotta say, we're in really bad conditions to be testing this bike because we don't have a lot of wind protection, yet we're on a windy day. So if the bike seems like it doesn't do well with the wind, it's probably a combination of stuff. I really wish I could figure out the kilometers an hour thing, because I have no clue how fast I'm going right now. But let's just hope I'm not speeding. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you guys told me 100 kilometers an hour is 60 miles per hour. So let's hope that's accurate. I can't really recommend this thing for a commuter bike. You know, a commuter bike, it's got the comfort for the commuter bike, but the power it really doesn't have that I would really want. I feel like the RC390 did a better job of power on the highway, but you know, I'm in 5th gear about to redline and the bike just doesn't go anywhere. So there's no doubt that this is definitely a bike that needs to be in a slower environment. You know, you're looking at something like a city environment or something like that. It would probably be fine in the mountains or on technical roads, but it's just not going to be good long term on the highway. I will say on the highway, the exhaust is almost inaudible. I can't hear anything, and we're up there in the rev range, you know what I mean? So I feel like we should be able to hear something. Since we're on the highway, let's flick it back and forth. I would say, as far as my little flickability / agility situation, it takes a lot to get it going. It's probably because the handlebars aren't as wide. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the extremely flicky bikes because I feel like I don't have as much control. So this is pretty solid. I feel like this is a good amount of agility / flickability. Engine braking, that slipper clutch is phenomenal. Yeah, that's smooth. That's like insanely smooth. That's like my R6 smooth. Good job on the slipper clutch. One thing I really like in lower displacement bikes is stuff like ABS, stuff like a slipper clutch, because typically when people are looking for bikes here in the US, they typically look for these lower displacement bikes, or they look for like a 650 class bike. So a slipper clutch is really nice. If they downshift and they don't have the revs matched, you're not going to have a back tire bumping all over the place. You know, with ABS, something happens and they just smack, like they grab a handful of brakes, especially the front brake. They're not going to lock their wheel up and, you know, go into a low side or something. Rider aids like that I do really like for lower CC bikes. Look at that. See, this thing gets in a city environment and suddenly that's where it makes sense. But then again, look at that, I'm already at 6th gear. It's a city bike. This is totally what this is. I want more grabby brakes. They're not terrible. They're not, I forget the bike I rode, but I remember riding a bike where I was like, guys, I really don't recommend you riding this bike hard until you upgrade the brakes, because they're just not good. It's not like that. They're not terrible, but you know, I want better brakes. I want them to bite a little more. I just realized that the gas gauge is like built into the tack. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Dude, I gotta say, TFT dashes, I'm here for it. I did a video on the Speed Triple Dash, and that was the first TFT dash I had ever seen. And now KTM's doing it. I personally feel like all manufacturers should either go full techie and go TFT, or stay very old school and do all analog. I feel like those should be the two options. We shouldn't have any middle ground, you know? Give us something cool and techie, or be intentional and be old school. I will say, being here at a stop sign or a stoplight, the bike feels heavier than a normal entry-level bike. I don't know if that's because the weight is positioned in certain positions, or... God, you gotta shift so much, dude. If you're really going up through the gears, it's like gas, shift, gas, shift, gas, shift. So I guess that means the gears are real short. I think that's what that means. Can't confirm, won't deny. Also, not gonna hit that truck. Alright, let's pull into here and take a little gander at the old 390 Duke, and hopefully an old guy in a van won't stop by and want to talk to me and tell me how cool my bike is. Alright guys, 2018 KTM Duke 390. Look at that, man. It goes without saying, best looking small displacement bike out there, in my personal opinion, period, end of story. It literally, for the price of an entry-level bike, you can get the exact replica, not exact replica, but an extremely similar looking bike to a freaking Super Duke. That is insane to me. I'm pretty sure the pricing on this is like $5,300, which is not bad for all the rider aids you get. And like, obviously, if you're going to be on the highway, you know, I'm not going to recommend it. But if you're going to be in the city, if you live in a big city, or you're going to be in town riding, you are not able to get a better bike than this right now. Again, this is all my personal opinion. That should go without saying. Similar to the RC390, we have the little the cat coming out really close to the freaking shock. I mean, I'm not a scientist, so whatever. That seems sketch, but the exhaust is kind of quiet. You know, no big deal there. We should expect that. Same swing arm as the RC390 that I really like. I love look at this. Look at like little pieces like that. That's obviously a guard so you don't burn yourself, but this little openness of the swing arm, God, I love the way this looks, because it has this like industrial feel. Like, you feel like this came out of some like sketchy factory that you shouldn't have, you know. I don't know, that's what I feel like when I look at this thing and I'm riding it. You know, I feel like I shouldn't be on this. Like, I got an early production model of a bike, because early production models always look really cool, but then you never get to have them. They always have to modify them. This bike feels like it looks like the concepts always do of bikes. It goes without saying, this is a KTM, so you're going to have the orange all over the place. I don't know what colors this thing comes in. We got LED front lights that look freaking dope. Look at it. Just look at it. Here's one thing I can never see enough of. This angle, the light coming down, and then this brutish kind of shoulders. I love this shot. This is my literal favorite shot. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm a big fan of this bike. If you cannot tell, I'm a big fan of this bike. I do a lot of city riding, so it makes a lot of sense for me to like a bike like this, because it's built for the type of riding I typically do. We're in the middle of the day. It's a little bit of an overcast day today, but the TFT dash is bright as hell. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Ready to race? Damn right I am. Guys, what we'll do now is I'll crank the bike up and let you listen to it, but I highly recommend you going and checking the blog posts out that I do for my first ride bikes. I'm totally redoing the way we do those, and we're adding way more stuff. So if you want a lot more info on the bike, if you want to see what our recommended gear for this bike is, we do a write-up, we do photos, we do a really nice, like a high-quality audio exhaust for the exhaust, so you can really hear what the actual exhaust sounds like. If you want to see all of that, links, as always, in the description to the blog post that we do on my website, Chaseontwowheels. So, anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get this thing cranked up and let's hear it. Now remember, gotta remind you guys, it's a lower cc displacement. It's not gonna be brutish. Pretty typical for a low cc bike. I will say, for the low cc bike, it does have a little grunt. Get that little pop. Not bad, man. Not bad. Look at the LEDs. Would you just look at them? This thing glows. Oh, it looks so cool. I really like this bike. All right, we're gonna ride this thing a little more. I'm gonna tell you guys who I recommend it for. We're gonna get this thing going. Make sure to check out the blog post. Give you guys a lot of info over there. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but there was a older model Duke 390 in 2017. It kind of looked like the Duke 690s that are currently out. And let me just say, the styling has gone in the right direction. And I think KTM did an amazing job taking what their big boy bike looks like and making their baby boy bike look like that. I don't know how long a lot of you guys that are looking into this bike have been riding or been looking into bikes, but back in the day, the Super Sports looked awesome, like the 600s and the 1000s. They would look awesome, and the beginner bikes looked like shit. I'm going to throw up a photo of a Ninja 250 so you can understand what beginner bikes or lower cc displacement bikes used to look like. That is what Kawasaki used to put out as a lower cc bike. Even the Ninja 500 looked like shit. And now you go from bikes looking like that to these manufacturers are realizing that people aren't wanting leader bikes. They're not wanting 1000cc bikes. They're wanting these more economical bikes that they can actually afford, but they want them to look cool. You know, they don't want to ride around in this shitty looking motorcycle. It's awesome. That's why you see the R3 having that angular look like it does. That came down from the R6. That's why you see the Duke 390 now looking like the Super Duke does. You know, it's such a cool era in motorcycling that this bike is like $5,000. You can get a bike that's $5,000 that looks just like their super premium bike. And for the people walking around the road, they have no freaking clue that this isn't a Super Duke. I promise you, if you took somebody that doesn't like motorcycling and you put this bike next to a Super Duke and you're like, hey, what's the difference in those bikes? They would tell you it's the same bike. No, without a shadow of a doubt. They'd be like, that one looks a little different, but it's basically the same bike. That's awesome. You can literally have a more economical bike because you don't need the bigger CCs for a better price and not compromise on the looks at all. I love that is the world we live in right now. You can see the truck on the front. We got the brights there, and if we push it forward, they should stay on. Pretty cool. I love having the pass option there. I'm really happy with this bike. You know, I feel like the only thing that this bike really lacks is some top end. And you could even do a sprocket change if you wanted more power on the highway, you know, and you could adjust that a little bit. Overall, this bike is really a solid bike. That's pretty cool that they show the battery volts. Let's put it in let's see if we can put it in supermoto mode real quick. Release button. Oh, we're in supermoto mode. Woohoo! Okay, so hypothetically, we can slide the rear out as a cop goes past us. I've got it in supermoto mode. So what I could do is slide my rear tire out and like slide into a turn. I'm not a capable enough rider to do that, so I'm not going to be able to take advantage of it, but that's pretty cool that if you are a really capable rider and you can like slide your back tire around, you're able to do that on this bike. Or, you know, so yeah, perfect example. You get this bike, you learn to ride, and then you start doing crazy shit. It's awesome that those opportunities are there. So guys, I gotta recommend this bike for you guys real quick. We're about to turn into Mountain Motorsports. I'm too busy talking about it. I love it too much. All right, this bike is good everywhere except for the highway. Personal opinion. The gears are a little short, so you lose power high end. City bike. This is a city bike. You could probably have fun on the highway with it, but it's gonna be best served in the city at kind of lower speed stuff. I don't recommend this for a commuter. I do not recommend that for that. Would not be fun times. And yeah, that's all I got. Crap. If you guys want more info on who I recommend this bike for, go check out the blog post over on my website. Shout out to Mountain Motorsports. Without these guys, I would not get to ride these bikes and tell you guys what I feel about them. If you're in the North Georgia area, I highly recommend you guys coming and checking it out. The KTMs are here at the Marietta location, so if you guys come in here, let them know you saw the Chaseontwowheels video and you had to check their stuff out. That shows them that my videos are making a change and people are seeing Mountain Motorsports from my videos, so make sure to recommend them. But anyways, guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. That has been the first ride of the 2018 KTM Duke 390. If you're getting an entry-level bike and you're not going to do too much highway, you would be crazy to not get this bike. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Alright, outro crew. Calling it done. Dang it. Man, if I started riding these days, it would be such a cool time. Oh well. Alright, outro crew. I'll see you in the next one. Later.